Mom Matters, created by moms for moms. Today we're discussing the unseen weight moms carry when it comes to scheduling and keeping people on task. So a recent survey shows that on average, moms spend the equivalent of more than 15 full work days a year just following up on things that she has already asked for. So here to discuss further, we have Cottle, Krista Bell, and Shannon McGuire. All moms who've worked in business, entrepreneurship. They have children of all ages, even grandchildren. So we have a lot of experience here on the couch, coming from multiple angles on this topic. And ladies, when I read this article from It's a Family Thing, it hit me because I realized that in addition to all the physical chores, the laundry, the dishes, the meals, tasks that are visible that we can ask our family to participate in, this for me was the one that was the hardest to communicate to my family that I really needed people to step up to the plate on. And that is the task management, because it is kind of a hidden stress. So am I alone here in this boat, or is this something you also feel and have acknowledged as well? Okay.
Man, because I have such a range from almost 3 to 25 that I'm navigating if you add the husband, but we're focusing here.
Because yes, he's a part of that.
All the time. So from the hygiene stuff of did you brush your teeth? Did you wipe properly? All the things. And knowing that they do get a physical consequence, but you don't want them to feel that pain, right? So the reminder's there, and then as they get older and hit teen years and adult years, it's the constant, like, did you, would you, could you, can you, like, so it hit home for me, like, that's how you explain this feeling.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
And we don't want to see our kids fail.
No,
and
exactly.
I think because of that, we end up reminding. And we don't want to see them fail, but we also don't want the train to leave the tracks. Right? Because if we allow that, then that's just another big burden on us, because we typically end up being the ones picking up the pieces.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, it's something that we don't realize how much noise we have in the back of our minds until maybe we have the luxury of leaving the situation and the noise goes away, and suddenly you realize, because it is a bit insidious. I think we just take on more and more and more, and then wonder why we feel like
just like why can't I
am I vibrating?
Yeah, exactly. Why am I vibrating? What's happening? And like, I get up to go pee in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden my Ryan's like, oh, tomorrow you're going to do this and do that and do this, and did you remind so-and-so of that? Oh, we got this and that. And it's like, wait a minute, I just had to pee. Go back to sleep.
Shut up, brain.
Yes, shut up.
And then I'm guilty. I'll grab my phone and start making notes.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, I do the same thing.
No, you don't. No, okay, girls, you can only have one thought at a time. So think, I'm going back to sleep.
I tried,
I can't.
So I have to unload it. Okay.
Oh,
So clearly not alone. All right. So the 15 full work days a year, though, 15 full work days. How does that make you feel? Knowing that that's how much you're following up with your family.
It makes me feel tired.
That
a little
you should already be able
tired.
to do. Yes.
Tired.
Yeah. Tired.
Yeah. On vacation.
Overwhelmed. Yes.
And is that the best use of those 15 days that we could have used for ourselves or for our families?
Yeah.
Is that,
Exactly. Okay, Shannon, you always come in with perspective. All right. So as we're looking at all these tasks, right, that can be a challenge to delegate, and also depending on the chapter of our life. This is something that shifts, right? Sometimes you're in a space where your husband can take some of this from you, and you guys are task managing together. Sometimes it's all mom, right? So how do we get through those moments, those roller coasters, those difficult days where it's like you feel as if everything is on you?
Oh, because it is. You know, most of the time it is. But thank you for saying that about perspective, because I've lived in so many lanes, and I'm still young enough to remember what it's like being a kid that had to be reminded and understanding my parents. But looking at it as, is this control and is this burden of being needed so heavy that I just say forget it? Or wait, these are opportunities for connection. And how am I being intentional on my connection? What energy am I bringing to them? Because we know if mom is happy, everyone's happy. If mom ain't happy, nobody happy. And that burden is also of huge power. Like that, to me, is like, wow, I'm helping make the space. So just taking time to reset your whole being and go, this is an opportunity for connection. What experience am I making?
Yes.
How can I make this fun?
Yes, and an opportunity for celebration when the household actually functions well. Acknowledge that, because if everyone feels good about things going smoothly, perhaps others will step up and we can give ourselves permission to step away. Now, there is so much more that we talked about. This is only the tip of the iceberg, by the way. So if you want to hear the full conversation, get into the weeds, because there's a lot of connection going on here on the couch and a lot of advice and experience experience, you can hear it by watching the full show of Mom Matters on ktvb.com. It's a full half hour of mom conversation for moms with solution and connection. So you know, Mom, you are not alone. Again, go to KTVB Plus to watch that. And you can also follow us on social on Mom Matters.